get asked a lot of questions about how difficult is it to install metal board and batten, and today we're here with Frank with RHI to go over some of that with us.
With the growing trend of barn dominiums, board and batten siding continues to grow in popularity. At Western States Metal Roofing, we are proud to now offer board and batten siding with all the benefits of metal.
Use of the following video content is subject to the warning, disclaimer of warranties, and limitation of liability as set forth on this screen.
Hi, I'm Frank with RHI, Rogers Home Improvements. We are a general contractor serving the Inland Empire area. And today we're going to do a quick comparison of wooden board and batten versus metal board and batten. So if you were building a wall, let's say that's taller than 8 feet, because most of this material is going to come in a standard 8-foot section, then you would need to add a Z-bar piece of metal in between the sheets of plywood where you put the next ply-sawn on top. So if you were going to continue your wall before you put this batten on and you're going to put another sheet of ply-sawn here, you can either seal this joint first, or as you add this to the center, you're going to need to caulk both sides of this with an exterior caulking. And the great thing about ordering this is you can get it to the length that you desire. So if you have an 8-foot wall, they can cut the panels perfectly at the factory. There's no chips or scratches or anything. And in this case, if your wall was longer than 4 feet, which it probably is, you would just continue the process all the way down. The biggest difference is, since this is all interlocking and this is already pre-coated metal, you don't have to do any caulking, no priming, no painting. It's done. So to install this, you would normally use like 8-penny nails and or screws. In this case, for display and demonstration, we're just going to use a brad gun, make it easier. Install one, take a level and plumb this out before you shot it. The display is already level, so we can just finish attaching the rest of the sheet. If you're using larger fasteners and you don't want all the heads to show, you could pre-mark this where you're going to put your battens so all of your fasteners are hidden. So the next step for the board and batten is to cut the battens. And our board is 48 by 48, so we're going to cut these at 48 inches. So once the sheet is installed, we would take our battens that we pre-cut and set those at 16 inches on center, or you can pick 8 inches or whatever you desire on your building. So you can either start at the top or the bottom with a fastener, and then you would plumb your batten. So in this segment, we're going to install the metal board and batten. And to start that, you need a Z-bar so that when you install it, it hooks over and locks in. What we'll do first is we'll pre-drill this 1 inch from each end and then every 12 inches for proper fastening. So we will be using these pancake screws that have a Phillips end. And in this case, you can use a magnetic level because it's made out of metal. So once you have your first Z-bar set, then you can set your first panel. And this has a lip here that will grab onto this. And so after you have your Z-bar on and you lock in your first panel, you'll see that this is really tight. This won't go anywhere once this is screwed in. So along here, they already have these preset at 6 inches on center. Common insulation will be 12 inches on center. What you want to do is make sure you put the screw in the center of this groove for thermal expansion of the metal, since it expands and contracts in different temperatures. Once you set one side, then you can check plumb again, make sure that we're still set, which we are, and then you can continue with your screwing. What you're going to want to do is take a 5-in-1 or a screwdriver or something and open up the end, because in the process of shearing this, sometimes this edge gets crimped down, and so when you go to grab, when it tries to go to grab it, that's crimped and it may not go into the slot. So you want to check both sides and make sure this is open. Pry it out just a little tiny bit. So when we go to set our second panel, we place this on here. You think it's in all the way. It would be nice to take a padded 2x4 and kind of tap it into place. This one's already seated, so you don't really have to hit it that hard. But once that's in, then we're just going to continue with the same screwing process and move on to the next one. The biggest difference is, since this is all interlocking and this is already pre-coated metal, you don't have to do any caulking, no priming, no painting. It's done.
You can find step-by-step installation videos and homeowner guides on our channel. And don't forget to show your support by hitting the like button and subscribe. Want to learn more? Check out these videos.